Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. What you are now witnessing is the future. Okay, what you are now witnessing is the genius of a young man who had a vision decades ago when he first met Heather B. Bizzle. He was talking about this years ago when we first communicated, telling our stories our way by us, the authors, in anime form. The same heroes we read about as kids in Marvel and DC, now we could read about in Urbanime. This man approached me. We've been having conversations for a long time, so much so that I said, man, I got to be a part of the team. Make me a board member. What else we got to do? Let's get this out. He did not hesitate. Mickey Fax and I had a brilliant conversation on one of our events about the importance of representation, especially in this field. And that's what Urbanime has been doing. So if you like the comic book world, if you are a collector, if you are a writer, if you are someone with a big imagination, if you are someone who has great vision, I want you to call up 888-742-3345. We got the one and only founder of Urbanime, Chris Walker, is on the line. Chris!
Hey,
what up,
Chris?
Hey, what's up? Wow. I was even impressed by that.
You was impressed by your own resume, huh, Chris?
No, I was impressed by how you brought me on. Thanks, Sway.
No, I had to. We got a lot of things happening tonight that we want to invite people to. First off is we having a listening party tonight from 7 to 8:30 on twitch.com/Urbanime Twitch. And it'll feature conversations have to be with the legendary Kevin Powell. He will be a part of that. Billy Mitchell. And our good friend, music will be provided by DJ whatever. But you didn't come alone. Chris, who did you bring with you?
So I brought Mr. Apollo himself, Billy Mitchell, and I brought our guest editor for the Black Music Month mixtape, Sly Yates, an incredible journalist who really brought it together. And, you know, we're really excited. We had a great month, and we're here to talk about what we did and, you know, the future of black music.
Okay, that's what's up, man. You guys all get a round of applause. Let's start with you, Mr. Mitchell. How you doing, Mr. Apollo?
I'm good, Sway. How you been, brother?
It's good to see you, man. Come on, man. I know Billy Mitchell. That's family.
Absolutely, Sway. We go way back, brother. We go way back. We met at the Apollo Theater. We signed your name on our wall of legends. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've hosted a few. I've hosted a few Apollo events, and I was honored to do so, and even honored to be in your presence. And I'm glad you're here because I think with the Apollo, the Apollo is an institution that is under-recognized and under-acknowledged for its influence on culture, music culture, community, all the different things it's done. The Apollo Theater is more valuable than American Idol could ever be for what it's given to this universe. So I want to commend the Apollo Theater and invite people to always support what they're doing at the Apollo Theater. Billy, why is this Music Month so important?
Well, you know, I think not only is it important to celebrate black music, but to remind people that we created the music. We created jazz. We created doo-wop. We created blues. We created gospel, R&B, hip-hop, and even rock and roll. So a lot of people need to understand that we celebrate this month, which, you know, they give us a little bit of crumbs, but we also need to be reminded of our creation. We are the leaders in creating the works that center around artists and voices of the African diaspora. You know, that's who we are. We are geniuses in this music thing called life. You know, Sway, the Apollo Theater I've been working, giving service to the Apollo Theater for over 55 years. I started running errands there in 1965 when I was 15 years old. I'm 71 now, bro. I'm still there, you know. I've held several positions. Yeah, bro.
Come on, man. You are so valuable into our history, not just music history, cultural history as a whole. And having working there, man, can you tell me a milestone performance that you saw that sticks out to you as a fan?
Yes.
I saw Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind and Fire together in concert. I'll never forget that. Because Steve was,
Wow.
Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind, and Fire. I need to take a breath, HB.
In concert together, yeah, on the same bill, and that was extraordinary. You know, I've seen, you know, I remember when a lot of the hip hop artists first came out. You know, Big Daddy Kane, Eric and Rakim, Run DMC, Nas, Biggie. You know, I was there to see them, their growth, and how they evolved. And, you know, no one knew who they were at the time. You know, Russell Simmons had brought Run DMC. They were the first hip-hop group to bless the Apollo Theater stage. So, you know, you've seen the evolution of our music, whether it was hip-hop, whether it's jazz, you know, R&B, whatever. And I've been so blessed and fortunate to have witnessed all this. And now that we are a non-for-profit foundation headed by our CEO, Janelle Procope, we have we created the Apollo Theater Performing Arts Center, which is a few doors away from the Apollo Theater. We're managing two small spaces, a 199-seater and a 99-seater. And we'll do collaboration with organizations in the community that have no place to develop their works. So we're doing big things at the Apollo Theater. We've been closed since the pandemic, but we had to pivot and bring a lot of stuff on our digital stage.
See, even then, you just, in that two minutes, man, you just giving us decades of history just fell out your mouth, man. It's like every time Mr. Apollo talks history, gems just drop on the ground, man. And I appreciate that, and I'm loving your energy. And when you're bringing up all of these names of Earth, Wind, and Fire and Stevie Wonder, Big Daddy Kane, Run DMC, you know, Chris, you and I talk about this a lot, Chris. Like, growing up, I was a big Marvel guy. My brother was a collector, still collects. And so whether it's DC or Marvel, we had every first edition of whatever at that time, and we looked up to these characters, even though they were fictional characters. We looked up to them. They were our heroes. They were different from the heroes that we saw coming out of John Wayne was not my hero.
No.
You know what I mean? So it was different. It was different from what Hollywood was presenting us as heroes. So it's important that we tell these stories, and we're going to be doing a space on Urbanime called Sway's Verse. And where you want to break that down, Chris, what that's all about?
Yeah, you know, and I love what you said. What did Chuck D said? None of our heroes appear on stamps. So I feel you. But they are. We gonna make our Urbanime stamps. But yeah, you know, with Swayverse, it's really exploring the stories of hip hop that have been told, and you know, some stories that are there that we know about. And I'm really excited to have Urbanime partner with you. We always say that, you know, you are hip hop's, you know, superhero. You have been a keeper of these stories. You have moved the culture forward. You've cared, you know, way more probably than any human should. And so we're excited to start telling these stories and have you be essentially the hip hop watcher and be the keeper of these stories and start making amazing comics. And, you know, the first story that we really want to tell is the origin of Sway. And so we're going to let the people know where you came from, you know, your story, how you came to be that journey from, you know, Oakland to being an MC to your journalism career, and how you have both helped move the culture and shape the culture and really nurture the culture. So we are super excited about that.
And thank you, man. And I'm super excited about the anime that you created. You got to see the Sway character, HB. Hey, man, you took some years off me. I like that, Chris. Thank you, brother.
It's in the mixtape. So the Black Music Month mixtape that's out now on the website, you can see behind-the-scenes characters. You know, I'm bugging Sway on text. You know, he's sending us over voiceover notes. And so I loved it. I love seeing it come to life. Shout out to Ryan Adagawa, one of the artists on the team. And, you know, I cannot wait to tell these stories with you. Absolutely. Tell them where they could go on the site. Everyone listening, please check the site out. I think you'll enjoy it. Definitely. If you go to urbanime.com, URBANIME, if you click on the drops, the mixtape is right there. Or if you go to urbanime.com/drops. But the Black Music Month mixtape is live. Feel free to grab it. We've got a great Schoolie D interview in it. We talked to Vince Lawrence, who is one of the co-producers of the First House record. And we've got a really cool fashion editorial with some young jazz musicians coming out of New York, where we illustrated them doing a jazz session in the park and illustrated some really cool fashions and styles that we pull with them. So it's a really exciting culture zine. I encourage everyone to check it out. Urbanime.com, URB
ANIME.com. And this mixtape is so important. It's so important, man. We had to go to a headhunter, HB. We had to find somebody that was, somebody that was specifically made for this. Only one person can do it. And she's the guest editor. She's a journalist. She works with Aspire TV. She's worked with Afrotech, Revolt. She's done it all. It wouldn't be right if we didn't have Shanique Sly Yates here. Shanique, what up, Sly?
Hey, Shanique. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, y'all.
How you doing?
Hey.
On today. Thank you for that intro.
Come on. I already know what it is. Thank you for all of us being a part of this family, and we finally telling our stories. And as a journalist, when you first heard about this concept, what did you think about it, and what has this process been like for you?
When I first heard about it, it was like honestly a dream come true. I love Black music. I love telling our stories. So I was immediately just excited. And it's just been a journey. Like, I got to speak with people like Schoolie D, who pioneered hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And Vince Lawrence, the pioneer for house music. And so all in all, it just reiterated the fact that Black music sets the tone for all the music that we listen to today. We we determine what's hot and what's not. And so I just learned so much. And speaking with Atiba Berkeley from the Blues Preservation Society, like he said, blues is the original pop music. We use music to tell our stories. And so just bringing that to life through this project was truly an honor.
Wow. We honored to have you on board. And congratulations. Schoolie D. Philly, stand up. Schoolie D. Looking at my coochie, it's about that time. Hey, so Sly, where you from? Where are you from?
I'm actually from Virginia, but I'm housed in Atlanta.
And housed in Atlanta. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for being a part of the team and everything we're doing. I'm going to open up the phone lines if anybody got any questions. Heather, Tracy, y'all want to ask them anything?
Yeah, I'm curious to know, for all of y'all, what are your personal credentials required for calling someone an icon or a legend? This is something that comes up in conversation a lot on the show because, younger generation, someone can just have their debut album, or even sometimes it's just a mixtape, and we just fling around the word icon, and it kind of discredits those who put in so many years. So is it the amount of years that they have remained relevant in the game? Is it the number of albums? Do we have to look at how long an album is still sounds good? You know what I mean? What is it for you guys? Sales?
That's an interesting question. I think it's a combination, right? Like, I think sometimes it's longevity when it comes to, staying current and putting things out. Sometimes I think it's the music that stays current, even though, someone's not putting more things out. And sometimes I think it's people who just shifted the whole sound of hip hop. I remember when Wayne just literally just changed the sound of hip hop overnight, and it was incredible. So I think, maybe that's a mixtape or an EP we can do for Urbanime, right? Like, everybody loves having the GOAT conversation. Maybe we need to have a GOAT, mixtape drop, just to say, like, hey, let's talk about what it means to be an icon. I love that question.
Maybe Tracy, if you ask her, Chris can come on board and maybe help guest edit that one.
What? We heard it here. Sway.
No, I didn't say nothing. I said if you ask her.
That's funny.
That might be an outlet. Tracy got quiet. Wow.
Wait, ask me again. Ask me again.
Ask her, Chris.
So can you help us, put together a mixtape or kind of our short versions, which we call an EP, that talks about being an icon and a GOAT? I think that would be an amazing drop to do, and we can talk about it. I love that discourse of our culture to say what makes something an icon, and then we can interview different people. You could be the guest editor, you could lead the conversation, and it's something I think the culture would really love. And that's with the pretty please on top.
Listen, man, that has my full attention and my interest. The only thing that comes down to is if it has my time.
There it is. You got it right
So
there, Chris.
I would just have to figure that out.
Okay, we'll write it up and see.
Okay.
You like that answer, HB?
I love it, man. Tracy being honest about it. I have a question. What's up, everybody, though? This is Heather. Thank you for joining us today on the show. I have a question, though, for Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Apollo. I was always curious, when Apollo is not open and running shows, where do they keep the lucky log? Like, does it have a special room, a glass case? Like, where is it?
Well, it's actually called the Tree of Hope, and it
Right.
remains off stage right. We used to have a little cubicle that we kept it in, but we kept it out because we wanted the spirit of the ancestors to always be around it. So it remains on the stage. We bring it out for amateur night. We bring it out when certain concerts are done, and the artists request that the Tree of Hope be placed there. But it's called the Tree of Hope.
Tree of Hope.
Tree of
So
Hope.
it remains. Okay, got it. Okay, I was always curious. Thank you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Okay, and then Chris, maybe Heather has to be one of our people we interview in those early episodes, those early editions
You know what?
of Swayverse.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's cool
definitely
because
down for that.
we're gonna make a character, Heather. You're gonna love the characters, man. Our our illustrators, they're awesome.
Chris, you see how he trying to put everybody to work, but he's really putting you to more work. Chris, you see how this is happening, right?
I see what's happening, Sway. I see what's going on.
It's a village, baby. Chris, don't fall for that, man. Don't fall for that, Chris. Heather does this every day. You don't do this. Trust me. Let it go. Don't tap into this, okay? Okay, so listen. That's it. Collaborative efforts. I mean, look at this ensemble of guests we have. We have Shanique Sly Yates. We have Billy Mitchell, who's a legend in his legend walking. A legend walking. Living legend. Mr. Apollo. Mr. Mitchell, thank you for being on this show today.
Yes.
Brother, it's my absolute pleasure. It's real. Along with my friends Sly and Chris, it's just an absolute blessing. This old man is still be able to kick with you youngins, and share some of my wisdom,
My brother, check this out. When we open our building up, which will be soon, we'll start doing some things inside the building again. I want to invite you and be a guest on our show, and let's talk about those stories. I'd love to hear your stories live on air.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got your info. Sly, thank you. I hope we do. I know we're going to do more work together. It's an honor to work with you.
Absolutely. Same here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Sly.
You're destined for greatness. And then tonight, it's all going down, citizens. Tonight we will be on Twitch. What is it again, Chris? Twitch.com/Urbanime. What is it, Chris? Go ahead, give it to me.
It's twitch.com/Urbanime Twitch. So, and we'll be live at 7 with whatever.
7 to 8:30. Twitch.com/Urbanime Twitch. Enjoy it, and we got a lot going on. You shall see.
One last thing that I forgot to mention, there is a 5-page story, comic book story in the mixtape about the Apollo Theater, working with Sly and Mr. Mitchell to bring that to life. So if you really, want to have some fun, it's an incredible story about his journey as well as the theater. So we're really excited to celebrate our culture this week.
Okay. And you could go to Urbanime too, right? Urbanime.com.
Yep,
Okay.
It's in the mixtape. So
there
when
it
you
is.
download the mixtape, that's like the feature of the mixtape itself.
Okay, I appreciate you all joining us today on Black Music Month. By the way, what's the date today? Is it the 30th?
June 30th.
Yes.
June 30th. Okay, cool. All right, today is King Tech's birthday, so happy born day.
Oh, wow. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
King Tech.
Yeah, we'll call him and see if he picks up. Thank you for being on the show. Let's continue to do greatness, okay? Sly, Mr. Apollo, Chris Walker, Urbanime team. Talk to you soon and talk to you tonight, okay?
Proud of you, Slade.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys have a beautiful day.